YouTube, what is up? It is your boy Duke, back here from sportsgamers.com. And if you're struggling on defense in Madden 24, if you're tired of giving up big plays, then you're in luck, because in today's video, I'm about to break down a secret lockdown coverage defense that's going to be able to stop the big pass plays, stop the run, even get you pressure while playing great lockdown coverage and run defense. And you're going to be able to use this in any game mode. You're going to be able to use this with any team. This is a very simple yet effective defense that a lot of pro players are running this style of defense right now because it is so good. And I'm about to spill the beans. So honestly, guys, the concept I'm about to show you, you could do from really any playbook. But I personally find it most effective from the 3-3 Cub. So with the 3-3 Cub, you're really going to want to use either the 4-6 or multiple playbooks on defense. And the reason why the 3-3 Cub is so good is because when you rush 3 from the 3-3 Cub, there's a little glitch to it that the 3-3 Cub just gets crazy sheds that other formations don't really get. So we're going to be playing a cover 4 zone drop style of defense from the 3-3 Cub with some specific adjustments. So the first thing you're going to need to do is go to the 3-3 Cub and make sure you set cover 4 show 2 as an audible, because we're going to be audibling from the 3-3 to the 3-3 Cub. I've explained why I do this before, but basically, guys, with the 3-3, you can put all your safeties in the game at linebacker, and they're just going to be faster, play better coverage, and if you're blitz, they're going to get there faster than linebackers. So when you audible from the 3-3 to the 3-3 Cub, it just gives you better personnel to play defense and get more stops, all right? Then with your coaching adjustments, these are actually very important. You're going to need to have auto flip on with auto alignment on default. This is just going to allow your corners to actually already be backed up when we audible, so you don't have to individually back up. They already will be backed up, pretty much where you need to be. Also, with auto flip on, you're going to allow your nickel corner to always be on the strong side of the offensive formation, because most people right now are either running like bunch, trips, or tight formations where potentially you could have 3 receivers on one side of the field, so you always want the nickel corner to be over there. Now, I do have ball and air defense and play ball, optional conservative. I just think those are the best moves. But the most important thing right here is your zone drops. You guys can see I have my flat set to 30, curl flat set to 5, hooks at 10, and my zone coverage adjustment, I do like match for some defenses this year, but for this, it's on default. This is very important, and I'm explaining why once we get into the play breakdown. Another thing I will say about this is if you're strictly just going to use this zone defense, it would be better to put your alignment on base if you're only going to play zone. But if you're going to play man and you want to mix in man too, then I would keep it on default. For my purposes, I do mix in man and zone, so that's why I have it on default. But if you only want to play zone, and I will show you why this is better, go ahead and put it on base. So because we're only going to do zone in this video, we'll keep it on base, and I'll explain why that is a little bit better. So what I'm going to recommend doing is coming out of the nickel 3-3, the cover 4 drop, right? And then we're going to do an audible. So the bunch nasty is very popular, the strong bunch nasty, whatever. You can find it in the Eagles playbook. It's really, really good. A lot of people love this formation. This formation allows you to use crossers, corners, posts really effectively. And the thing that makes these routes so hard to stop is, you can have, whether you're in cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, man, it really doesn't matter. Someone does basically just a basic route combo with a corner, crosser, streak, then work some routes over the middle, whether it be drags, posts, trails, doesn't really matter. These types of routes, they get open on man, but then the route combo fries zone. So what can we do about this? Well, there's a specific defensive adjustment I'm about to show you guys that will lock all this up. And in this video, I'm going to show you guys how this will work against crossers, corners, posts, tight, bunch, trips, formations. So make sure you stay tuned throughout the whole video so you don't miss out on all of my different little adjustments I use to play lockdown defense. And if you like high-level Madden content, tips, and gameplays, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new, comment, like the video. All that stuff does help me out a lot as a content creator. So the setup to this that we're going to look at first is very simple. So essentially, you come out, you break the huddle, you're in the 3-3. I come out of the cover 4, but I need an audible to the 3-3 Cub. The 3-3 Cub audible is literally one click on the right to the D-pad, and the play we're going to audible to is the cover 4, show 2, one click to the right on the D-pad, right? Very quick. So once you do that, you guys can see you're going to get a new front. You got the edge rushers, but most importantly with the base alignment, these outside corners are backed up, lined up to the sideline. Now, if you were on the fault, they would still be backed up, but they'd be directly over the receivers. Being directly over the receivers does allow you to mix in man, but if you're playing zone, it's better to have them out here, because with the adjustment I'm about to show you, Remember, crossers and corners, they attack the sidelines. So if you have these corners waiting already in base alignment on the sidelines, with the different adjustments I'm going to show you, it will defend it much better than if they're right here. Because if they're right here, they still might get beat to the sideline. It's kind of crazy. Anyways, so the first thing you're going to want to do is put both of these outside corners into cloud flats. I just use the quick adjustments to do that. That's triangle, triangle, or Y, Y, depending upon your system. The icon of the player you want to adjust. So here, if you want to adjust the outside right corner, that's circle. And then the cloud flat is down on the left stick. So just really quickly, I can do that without even clicking onto them. They're both already in cloud flats. Sometimes when you're in practice mode, your play art doesn't register that you adjusted it. But trust me, both of those outside guys are in cloud flats. Now, the most important thing here is to put your user on a blitz angle. We're not going to blitz our user, but we're going to end up putting this safety right here, and this is why you want to audible so you get safeties in the game. We're going to man him up. So if there's a player that's killing us on like a drag, a crosser, a post over the middle, that's the player you want to man up, because we know we have the corner routes on the sidelines guarded, so we don't need to man up someone running the corner route. But if someone was beating us over the middle on like I said, a drag, a post, a crosser, whatever, we want to man him up, right? So I've manned up the tight end right here because the tight end, he keeps going over the middle on the trail, right? So I'm going to man him up. So I know my play art is not showing as being adjusted, but I will show you guys the play art in a second here once I run this once, because sometimes the play art just glitches out. But let's go ahead and just run this so you guys can see. There's nothing open. You try to throw that corner out that was open before, it's a swat, if not a pick. And that's because, remember, we set our zone drops to our flat zones for 30 yards. So essentially, we've created a combo, coverage right here where we're defending with a double Mabel style, which has been really good for years, the sidelines and the flats and the middle of the field. So this is what our play out really looks like right here.
Do you want to become a better Madden player and win more games? If so, check out my premium Madden strategy website, sportsgamers.com. I've built sportsgamers.com to provide you with the best Madden tips, best Madden ebooks and schemes, all from the pros at the lowest price possible. I have helped thousands upon thousands of Madden players improve their games, and I can help you as well. Our VIP Madden membership is our best offer yet. This membership will include all of our Madden ebooks all year long and hundreds of weekly Madden Vault tip updates to keep you ahead of the game. Click the link in the description and use coupon code DUKE for 10% off your order.
So guys, what you can see right here is if they run like a flat route or a drag route, we have the 5-yard flats by the slot and the outside linebacker over here, which is really safety. They're going to take away any drags, flats, quick outs, things of that nature. But what we're really worried about is these crossers and corners on the sideline, right? And that's what this 30-yard flat is taking away. That's why we wanted to set those at 30 and these at 5. Now again, like this guy's the wild card. He's blitzing, but we don't want him to blitz. So I either put him at a 10-yard hook, or if there's someone I know just keeps going over the middle, I man him up. Then with my user, I put him on a blitz angle. The reason why I do this is because when you put your user on a blitz angle, the game thinks you're rushing 4 defenders even though it's 3, so you get a way better pass rush. But really your job is the middle of the field. So if you take a look at the replay of what just happened, you guys can see there was nothing open right here. I just had to basically, I didn't even have to do anything. If they throw the post, they're throwing it at the deep zone. They're throwing the tight end, he's manned up. So I guess I could have helped on the tight end. Both flats are taken away. The streak's taken away by the other deep safety. And then the 30-yard flat, he's sitting right here waiting for this right here. Bam. That's either a swat or a pick every time. You could click on and get a pick, hopefully. But yeah, this is how it looks. Now, I will say, if they're running a formation, and we'll get into this in a second with trips, if they're running something more spread out and they have a receiver that's on the sideline, so let's say that for whatever reason, let's actually just motion this guy out. Let's motion this guy out. Let's say they had a wide receiver right now. It is fine to have these quarter cover 4 deep zones on like a tight or a bunch side because it's compressed. There's nobody split wide. But if someone's split out wide, you don't want that quarter zone because potentially that's going to get you beat over the top. So if you see a side of the formation or someone uses motion to where there's receivers split out wide, you need to put the safety on that side of the formation into a deep half. Deep half is going to be up on the left stick for the safety, deep half. So he's going to now, in case they put that guy on a streak, he's going to cover that and you don't have to worry about that. So let's actually do that right now. Let's streak this outside receiver just so you can see what would happen in a situation like that. Now, again, I'm just going to sit over the middle really. But, if they try to throw that, well, that was just the worst throw I've ever seen. But you can see that the safety's right there for the interception. So, guys, this defense also works really well on trips. But there's a little key to running this defense on trips you need to know. So while base alignment is super good for like bunch and tight, against trips, you need it on default. The reason for that is you actually can't do all these same adjustments against trips when you're on base alignment. It's really just it shouldn't be like that. But like if you try to like do certain adjustments like manning up the linebackers and doing certain things on base alignment, it doesn't let you do everything. It's kind of stupid, but bottom line, you can't be on base alignment against trips. You need to be on default. Again, dumb, but it is what it is. And I'll show you guys why this is. So, you know, trips is good because, again, you have crossers, corners, streak seams, flats, everything you really need. So here, we're going to come out in the cover 4. We're going to audible to cover 4, show 2, right? Now, here, once again, we have a situation where we want to put our outside corner on the trip side into a cloud flat. Remember, though, there's an outside receiver over there. So I need to put the safety in a deep half so they can't just run by the cloud flat and score a touchdown, because this quarter zone will not get deep on the sideline. But then the other thing is, because we're on default and not base alignment, I need to individually back up that outside corner over there on the left. To do that, I hit on the trip side. To do that, I hit coverage audible, X for individual, the outside receiver's icon over there is square, and then I flick up on the right stick. On the right stick that backs up that outside corner. So now I'm pretty much set up with one more adjustment necessary, and what I need to do is man up this linebacker, which is really a safety. I could put him in a hook zone, but I don't want to do that. I know that in this formation, it's very common to have this inside receiver on like that really deep crossing route. So I want to man this guy up, so I'm going to man him up. And I'm just going to have my user on a blitz angle. So in a defense like this, what I'm really would be looking to defend would be, say, like the tight end or the running back out of the backfield over the middle. Pretty much everything else I've got bagged up. But again, because I'm always manning up, or I'm manning up these outside linebackers a lot, that's why you want to have safeties there. If you're just manning up like outside linebackers, they're obviously not going to do as good as a safety. You can do shading as well. Say I wanted to shade down and, like, you know, to stop a crossing route, that'd probably be down into the inside, right? Down into the inside, bam. Now, keep in mind, if you do shading, then you're gonna have to put those guys that were in purples back into purples, because when you shade down, the purples will turn into actual flats, and you always want them in purples, because remember, you have the flats on 30, the curl flats on 5. So if you're gonna use shading, it will create an extra step, but I mean, it's pretty easy to set up. So if you're good at this setup, you should be able to get all that in anyways. It's just a common thing people will do right here, try to hit the corner streak with some sort of crossers or whatever over the middle. Let's take a look at how this defends this. So we got the crosser. You guys see he's manned up. That corner is not open. There's nothing open. I don't even really have to use her or anything because there's just nothing open. But obviously in a game, you're going to want to use her whatever is the biggest threat. If you start getting beat by seam routes, you know, like that, there is one more simple adjustment you can do. So if somebody is hitting you with seam routes and, you know, they know how to pass lead free form that really good down the seam, all you would really need to do to close that off is, additionally to putting, you know, this kind of deep half, then you would put this guy into an inside third, and he will close off the middle, and, you know, you'll be good. You'll be good. You'll be good. So it's going to be pretty much the exact same adjustments with the safety and an inside third if you want to really do a good job of taking away those seams. So here, if we go to the verticals, play again, you'll see that, like, if they were to try to throw that seam route, this, you know, you have, I mean, the deep half picked it right there, but also then the safety coming from the third, he would have been there to close off the middle. If they tried to throw it more down the middle, you know, he's there as well. This defense, obviously, you guys can see, is super effective. It's really hard to find big plays and big holes. You really have to work dink and dunk down the field, which is not easy to do consistently on this year's game. Because if you could just get one shed with the 3-man rush to put them in like a second and third and 20 or 15, obviously now they can no longer check down. But again, you can't really check down anyways because they have 5-yard flats, right? So good luck. Good luck, Chuck, man. This defense is great. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, it's your boy Duke, and I'm out of here.